It's a Nintendo DS, sort of, with many, many secrets inside. It's a Nintendo Zone box, the NIS 004. The Zone boxes were used at retailers to automate the connection between a player's DS/3DS units and the local Wi-Fi. This handshake allowed the console to receive exclusive content from Nintendo's Zone server. This might be previews, demos, promotional Pokemon, or in the case of the 3DS, it could be Street Pass content. I have this complete in box. Big thank you to Gaming Legend 64 for sending it over. So we're gonna go ahead and open it up and see what this actually came with. And then we're gonna open up the unit and take a look at the guts and see what is actually inside of it. Now, supposedly there are two carts in here, a DS cart and a Game Boy Advance cart. The GBA cart apparently hasn't been dumped. So if it does in fact exist in here, we're gonna take it out and see if we can preserve it today. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, here we go. Let's get this thing out of the way here. Here's our box. Now this is complete in box, but unfortunately this guy has a little bit of a rip, which sucks, but you know, retailers weren't exactly concerned about keeping the box in pristine condition like us collectors are, so, you know, that's just the way it goes sometimes. Blank on the back. I'm gonna be very careful to open this up and not cause any further damage. Got some cardboard ASMR here, apparently. There we go. And opening this bad boy up. Perfect. All right, now obviously we have the unit itself right here, but before we take a look at that, we'll take a look at some of the accessories. Got to power the thing. This is a pretty standard DS Lite power cable. Got this guy right here. Now this is just essentially cable management, so you can keep your cords tidy, kind of loop them through here. And of course the unit itself. Now you may recall from the intro this window opens, but this one does not. Very plain, very simple. Seemingly a little power light indicator right there. Power on the bottom, but otherwise very much closed off. A couple other items we have in here. Come on. Got some screws, which correspond to this guy right here. Basically just a wall mount. I like how this package has the unit itself, but also just a bunch of items to keep your area clean, tidy, and organized. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing booted up. I believe it has no battery in it because as soon as you plug it in, it turns on. As soon as you pull the plug, it turns off. It's looking to connect right here. And it fails to connect. Now when it's green, it says status normal, and then it goes to status error, can't connect to wireless LAN. So from here, if you press down, you can actually go into the menu system, but you also have to flip it around. Well, let's go ahead and do that. So from top to bottom, we have WDB setting menu. WDB stands for wireless distribution box. Next up, we have server URL settings, Wi-Fi setting utility, Wi-Fi automatic setting, and then at the bottom we have our exit to go to the previous screen. Now I wonder if we set it to Nintendo of America if we'll get English. Nope. Okay, never mind. Trying to do some sort of automatic connection. Obviously not going to work, unfortunately. Now this thing is held together by a bunch of tri-wing screws, and I do happen to have a driver for it, so let's go ahead and bust this thing open and see what we can find inside. Alright, after fiddling around for a while, trying to figure out which size of tri-wing screwdriver I need, finally got it de-screwed and ready to open up for you guys. The insides have never been touched, so that's why I decided I'd wear my gloves today. Oh, wow, okay. It is just... It's a DS Lite. Just like a straight-up DS Lite. It has both screens, even though only one is windowed. Going down, trying to be gentle with this here, because I'm at an odd angle. There we go. Yeah. Oh, so so strange. I kind of originally thought that there would be like the innards of a DS in here, not like a straight up de facto DS Lite. Real strange. But I guess it also makes sense because it would just be easier to put one in there instead of manufacturing something completely new. I don't know. I guess I don't know what I expected exactly. Alright, so let's go ahead and detach this a little bit here. Held in via, like, the pressure from the foam? If I'm not mistaken? So this is actually attached to the GBA cartridge. It's in here. That go. Oh, wow, okay. And then this is just the power right here. This. I guess maybe I didn't need to wear my gloves considering it already has these smudges from the foam. Pretty cool, though. So now this had a Game Boy Advance cart in it, and it also has a Nintendo DS cart in it, too. I'm curious to see why there are two of these. You know, we have our DS cart and we have our Game Boy Advance cart. And this is so strange, too, because it's a Game Boy Advance cartridge, but it has a Nintendo DS Lite, like, logo on it. It'd be as if, you know, you had a Super Nintendo cartridge that had the N64 branding on it, or something, like, akin to that. It's very strange. A very odd-looking little cartridge. Alright, so let's see what happens when we just have the DS cartridge inserted. Alright, so we've seen this screen, looking for the network. Not going to be able to find it. Okay, now we get to actually see some imagery up on that other screen that otherwise would be covered up with the casing and the housing. Let's see what happens when we just have the Game Boy Advance plugged in. Alright, so we have nothing booting up here. So, the Game Boy Advance cart was connected from here to here, which is where the indicator light is. So was the cart just to route power over to the indicator light? Was that the entirety of this function right here? That's so bizarre. Okay, so just for giggles, we're going to go ahead and put in a retail cartridge and see if it boots up. My guess is that it will, but it'll go right into the game. That's the current theory. And that's exactly what happens. So, okay, so now we have the Game Boy Advance cartridge plugged back into the unit. Let's go ahead and turn it on. Yep. Seems to be just for that indicator light. Yeah, again, so I have everything hooked up here. It's not really doing anything as it attempts to access the network. Maybe when, I don't know, something was being downloaded, it would blink or something to that effect. But as it stands, it seems like Game Boy Advance cartridge is just a means to get that light connected. So I'm going to try dumping it, but my guess is that there's going to be nothing on it. Alright, so I dumped the cartridge, and of course there's nothing on it. Or, you know, I could have just done the smart thing first and opened it up. You know, there's nothing here. Thank you everybody for watching. As you can see, I got this thing back together. Or Perhaps I shot this out of order and I haven't opened it up yet. You'll never know. Regardless, thank you very much again to Gaming Legend 64 for sending this over. Very much appreciated, sir. And if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, join us on Patreon, all that good stuff definitely helps us grow and continue to do Hard4Games. And of course, don't forget, on November 4th, we will be at the Detroit Retro Video Game Show live doing a meet and greet, so we hope to see you all there. That said, thanks again for watching, and hope to see you all back for the next one. Take care.